talking about the age of disclosure. And we hear all the time on the globe side, you've got Three Eye Atlas, which is apparently making its way towards Earth. We know that there's UFO sightings, and crop circles have been in pop culture for years and years and years now. And they just came out with a documentary called Age of Disclosure, talking about how there's government personnel officials, 34 of them apparently, that are saying, hey, we have recovered alien technology that we have reverse engineered, and that's what we're now being prepared for, that, hey, any day now aliens could either make contact, or the government could say, you know what, they are real, there's something going on here. So what do you guys think we should start with? But I love this topic.
Well, I want to know, since we're all flat earthers in here, right? Everyone? 6 people?
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think about an alien who says he's coming from another planet? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But they're seeing something, right?
Not happening.
Nope.
So people are seeing something, though.
Yeah, I've never had an alien encounter. I've never had that.
But I've been obsessed with aliens my whole life. My room had aliens hanging from the ceiling.
I love that subject.
Yeah, my favorite movie from 1993, I was like 3rd grade, was Fire in the Sky. I saw it, was obsessed with it. Yeah, because it was like real. It was a real encounter. Fire in the Sky, and a movie called Communion.
Yep.
With Christopher Walken. Yeah, so weird. But both those movies were based on true stories, and so I was like obsessed with those movies. And I was like so obsessed with aliens, but terrified to be abducted at the same time. And I grew up in a Christian home, but by age 12, like left altogether, left the whole faith, because Christians didn't have good answers for my tough questions. And so I started dabbling in the occult world. Internet was new. I was, the craft came out. And so I was dabbling in that, looking up forums and stuff way before Facebook or anything, and looking up like, do spells work, all this stuff, getting into the occult, trying to look for ghosts out in the graveyards, playing with Ouija boards, all that stuff, and obsessed with aliens. But thank God never had any kind of encounters. But I watched all the stuff, I saw the alien autopsy, bro, on Fox. It's got to be real.
Right.
It's got to be real, man. And I would see all these things. It's like a little leak here, is all this mainstream propaganda platform, controlled platform. But I was like, I'm onto it, man. I'm seeing the declassified, or the classified stuff that got leaked out. And even today, they still have whistleblowers, right? Whistleblowers that come out on Fox News. And they're making a big deal about this documentary, Age of Disclosure, right? And it's making mainstream media news. So there's been a soft disclosure for like 5 years. So
at least.
Yeah, when I was growing up, it was all swamp gas and weather balloons, Roswell, all that stuff. But then I made a documentary, a 35-minute documentary on Little Light Studios called Disclosed, kind of about my testimony of where all this led me. But the military finally started saying around 2019, right before COVID happened, you'd start seeing these interviews on the news with military and stuff. And they're like, yep, every day we see stuff every day. We don't know what it is. And then December 2019, we got a Space Force all of a sudden. And then right after that, COVID happened, and there was this huge, more than 5,000 page document that was all about COVID relief legislation. And in there, for some reason, was, and we want you to disclose everything you know about UFOs. Like, what do UFOs have to do with COVID? But when you watch the newscasters during COVID, when it first happened, they were saying there's been double the sightings since COVID happened. So during COVID, for some reason, there was double the sightings. The stage is being set. Like, everything is ramping up. So yeah, the military says, we see them, we don't know what they are. They start saying, well, it's not our technology, it's not their technology. So what is it? And then they start saying, oh, NHI. Yeah, we're communicating with non-human intelligences. And then they start having, those are like the whistleblowers that make it on mainstream television. But then they start going to the U.S. congressional hearings, and they're saying, yep, You got like 5 or 6 guys up there, all, military dudes, government officials. And they're saying, yeah, we've been communicating with non-human intelligences since the 1930s. And they say, well, are they alien? They say, well, we don't really know what to call them. We don't know what kind of box to put them in. They could be interdimensional. And then you have people like Stephen Greer who's saying, yeah, you can go out in the field and meditate. C4 or C5, CE5, where there's like an app and everything. Like you just go out to a field and meditate and these things will appear. And so what I'm getting at is I believe that there's this whole push to make the people feel like they're in control. Like we saw the leak. We saw the whistleblower. We demand you tell us. You don't think we can handle it, but we deserve, we demand to know the truth. And then you got all of a sudden right now, coincidentally, you got Age of Disclosure coming out, Steven Spielberg making his movie about that very thing, like 7 billion people deserve to know the truth and all this stuff. It's all propaganda. It's all predictive programming to prepare us to, they're about to have disclosure, I believe, probably next year. Full disclosure.
Bold
I think the
prediction.
Yeah, I think because I thought it was going to happen this year, but now all the attention's on 3i Atlas, and NASA's saying, oh, it's just a comet, but then you got Avi Loeb being like, this Harvard science professor being like, no, it's too big. There's not enough space dust to make a meteor the size of Manhattan, and it's got these plumes coming off of it, and it's changing color, and it's accelerating unnaturally. And so it's this whole psychological warfare where, again, they're trying to make you feel like you're finding out the truth. Like NASA's the one that's covering it up. Oh, the government shut down right conveniently when they had the pictures. And that's what Avi was saying. Avi's on the news every day saying, oh, this isn't normal. And that NASA's like, no, it's normal. And so it's this big battle, right? And you're like, they're hiding something, but it's all part of the plan. It's a psyop.
Yeah, I got you. And again, Avi was an easy guy because you could tell he likes being on the news. So therefore, once he figured out, it's like, well, all I have to do is say maybe there's, it has all these indicators that it's a spaceship. It's all he has to do, and it's like, oh my God, the phone's ringing off the hook. He's never going to stop at this point until that thing is long gone, and then it'll be like, we missed it. That was our chance. We should have called out to him.
But you know what's happening right now? Europe. They said, even though this is, they're still saying, even though this is nothing, it's just at the closest, it's going to be like 236 million miles from Earth. Right. They said it's made us realize that we need to prepare because space is so unpredictable. So Europe is like the forefront, working with all the all the space agencies of the world to begin training, intergalactic training. We're going to protect Earth from an outside threat. And we know there's no such thing. There's just a firmament with water above us. So what are they really preparing for?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. So when you say that there's going to be disclosure, what do you think they're going to disclose? Like what? Like they're going to put up the aliens are real or what?
Yeah. So they're preparing. We know predictive programming is real. I mean, they did it with 9/11. They did it with all these things, right? And they're putting out the documentary. Like the Age of Disclosure was like the biggest thing ever. Like you have real government officials saying, I'm only speaking out because I'm with others that are speaking out. And if I wouldn't have ever done it alone because my life would be threatened. So, I mean, they're all saying this stuff. And, you got this 3i Atlas and what is it? So I believe next year, they're just going to say, look, we didn't want to instill fear in people. We didn't want to panic people, but we can't hide it any longer. They are here. They're among us, but don't worry. They've been with us for thousands of years. They've been living amongst you. You never knew it. They've actually helped us. They've disarmed nukes. They care about us. They're here to help our society because we don't know how to take care of our environment. We have climate change. We don't know how to use energy sources. They're going to give us like free energy, like Tesla, who got killed. They're going to get rid of pandemics. they're going to be the cosmic saviors that come and fix all the world's problems so that humanity will win their trust. Because, full disclosure here, I believe that aliens are demons in disguise, that these are interdimensional deceivers who've created this whole mythology and lore about themselves, deceiving humanity. Because the question I asked was, what are they preparing for? If there's nothing but a dome up there, why are they preparing humanity to get ready to battle some intergalactic threat that's coming? Because the Bible actually says it. Prophecy, according to prophecy, I believe everything we've been seeing is prophecy being fulfilled. And what's the next step? I don't know if I can get a full screen on this picture here, but this is Bible prophecy. And it says, "And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles." Frogs, guys. If we literally believe the Bible and prophecy and it's all coming true already, it says 3 unclean spirits like frogs are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth to the kings of the whole earth and of the world, and gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty. So this is literally what we're living this right now. All the kings of the earth, all the military of the world are saying, yes, they're real. Yes, we communicate with interdimensional beings. And when full disclosure comes and they say they're amongst us, they're here to help us, they disarm nukes, they're going to give us all, they're going to cure everything, performing miracles, like it says, lying signs and wonders. Once they gain the trust of humanity, then these beings are going to say, we've come here for a bigger purpose. We know that there's an evil alien invader trying to take over your planet, and without our help, you're never going to survive. Humanity is going to be wiped out, but we have come to help you in this battle. And that's exactly what it says. It says all the humans of the world, all the militaries of the world are going to unite with demons, these frog devil spirits, and fight against the coming of Christ. But the whole world is going to be deceived into thinking, oh, we live in this vast, ever expanding vacuum of a universe, and there's aliens from another distant galaxy coming to take over. And so while humanity's thinks they're teaming up with good aliens to fight against bad aliens, they're really teaming up with devils in disguise fighting against Christ and all his angels. It's about to happen, man.
It is a wild theory, and we're definitely on this side more skeptical of anything that says it's coming from space if we don't believe in it, right? If we're like, look, there is no outer space, then we know to keep an eye out. I think just entertaining all possibilities is so important. Steph or Karen, do you have any thoughts on what he was saying, or have you
No, why? So that, people think
I
like,
thought
oh, if you believe-
aliens were real until the government said they were real.
Yeah. People
Right.
think like, oh, if you believe the Bible, it's really ignorant, narrow-minded. But if you believe like the mainstream narrative, like all the movies and everything, then that's really kind of more the simple-minded. Like, oh, yeah, they're out there. What's more like expanding your mind and thinking like outside the box is there's interdimensional beings who want to deceive the world, and they've created these we're going to pretend that we're visitors from far distant galaxies. The thing is, these things defy physics on every level. You can meditate and make them appear. Their ships split into 2, disappear off radar, make 90-degree turns over 1,000 miles an hour, can crash into water without making a splash. They abduct people right out through their roofs. They speak telepathically. Everything about them is not physical. They're not physical beings from another world. So either we believe the mainstream narrative that that's what they are, or there's something else, which I believe is more interdimensional and deceptive.
Guys, any other thoughts on what he said?
Flat Earth made me believe in God, and every other crazy story makes me believe it even more.
Right.
That's what's up,
Absolutely.
bro.
Amen. It's wild. I mean, I was following the, like, Mikey, thank you. You did a great job of summarizing that theory, because I've been picking up on that stuff, especially getting back to Bob Lazar, Roswell, all these things that they've been slowly kind of disseminating. Each generation has their sci-fi alien movies, and it kind of started with alien invasion stuff. And then sometimes you get movies like Contact or Arrival, where they're kind of trying to give us knowledge. And the Bible does warn of those things. So it is just, for the biblical narrative and the people following that, yeah, keep an eye out. If there is no outer space, like I said, this is so important to just know what is the world system trying to portray as real, when as flat earthers, we are so much more skeptical of anything that says it's coming from outer space. And
I don't think that message is for the people that understand flat earth. It's for the people who haven't woke up yet. That's the people that is being told that story. They still keep believing all that because that's the reality they're still in. Everyone else, they hear that and they just start laughing
Hear what?
about aliens or anything like space, anything. If you're in flat earth and you hear space,
Oh, yeah.
anything, you don't take that serious.
yeah, and
No,
that's
you
what
do
you meant by
believe-
saying that's retarded, right? You're talking about the space narrative.
Yeah. No, I'm talking
Oh,
about
good. I thought you were talking
space.
about what I was saying. I was
No,
like,
No.
Cool.
I'm just
The,
saying that if we're going to go into the space thing, when it comes to, flat earth, we already turned that part off.
And Founded Earth Brothers have a great documentary called The Final Card, where they're
Yeah.
playing into Warner von Braun's, testimony that allegedly he said to his secretary, like, they're going to either act like there's an asteroid impact coming, but the final card is the alien invasion card. And, there's so many movies and stories about this. And now with government officials, former military, current military, disclosing, like, we see things in the sky. They're not from there. They call them off planet entities, right? For a lot of, that's what they're trying to tell the public. Flat Earth side's like, well, maybe they've always been here. And there's people that, don't subscribe to the Bible, and that's fair. Fine. No problem. The Bible just makes a lot of bold predictions to keep an eye out for. And, that's like why I study it and try to understand it. Cause I'm like, what if the book's right? But then there's the people that are, still undecided maybe, but they know anything with space is skeptical. And that's what's really cool about flat earth, and why I am no longer bored in life, because now there's so many things to entertain. And knowing that this place is a really special realm, completely different than the heliocentric model.
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
don't know. Those ones, that's like, I don't know what's going on there. Could be fake, or could be something we don't understand. I'm not sure. Any other kind of wild conspiracy thoughts, you guys, as we start to wind down?
Well, about this, I know the government has technology way far advanced than what we have. That could be a laser from a drone, just like almost like a dot matrix printer, but a laser or something. I don't know, because you could analyze it and be like, well, it's not burnt. I don't know what it's doing, but like my worldview now, and just to let you know, I was anti-Christ. I was never atheist because I was into the paranormal. You can't be atheist and believe in the paranormal. But I was like totally against the Bible until 2005, and then I started growing in like 2012. And the Bible talks about Satan could take Jesus up on a mountain, or he could take him up on top of a high pinnacle, and Satan could bring down fire from heaven to afflict Job and these sores and everything. Like fallen angels and angels in general, good or bad, can appear as men. I mean, the Bible often talks about two men in white apparel were standing asking, what are you gazing at? It's just like they're men. They eat. Back in with Abraham, they appeared and ate with Abraham. He's making them food and stuff. And so they're physical beings. I think sometimes we think that, oh, these are just like these ethereal ghosts or something, but they're physical beings that can affect terrain or the weather. I mean, in the book of Job, Satan affected the weather. So making some circles in the grass, I look at some of these magicians and stuff, and I've always been into like magic, street performance and all that stuff. Some of it is definitely provably just illusions, but there's some I'm like, I think that we're being entertained by demons. You see a little ball flying around and the whole crowd's just like, whoa. And it's just some demon like moving it around like this. Like, let me watch these pathetic humans be in awe of me moving a ball around. And so making some circles in the grass, not a big feat.
Fair points. And those are good points.
Yeah. All the world's a stage and we're just players in it. Everything that we've seen tonight and everything, all the topics we cover, I think it's part of the ever-changing entertainment that is this world, this school, this perspective, this realm. It's a test.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah, we're here for a reason. You're not flying through the endless vacuum of space. You're not nothing that can be snuffed out at any moment by any number of asteroids or gamma rays or whatever. You're here, and this place was built for you. So enjoy it.